Hi, welcome back to Game Set and Chat. It is day 13 of the Australian Open. There were incredible matches today, and I'm Yoni.
And I'm Robert, and wow, have we got a pod for you. We're still in semi-final mode because as we're recording this, it is 2 sets all between Sinner and Djokovic. And so we're going to get out this part of the podcast first and then bring you the second half, hopefully once the other match finishes up. It's nail-biting stuff. Yoni, let's first just focus completely, even though we've got the tennis on in the other side of our room here that we're watching that match. Let's just focus on Alcaraz Zverev. Oh my God. I mean, I love football. Football I watch in, week out. But tennis is another level. It is an unbelievable sport. It's the greatest sport of them all.
It's absolutely amazing. Today's match was like the Roland Garros final. Wow.
So Alcaraz, he goes into the final. He wins the first 2 sets. He's dominating. He's beating Carlos. Zverev's putting up a good fight, but it's not enough. And then in the third set, tide is turning. Alcaraz gets an injury. We don't know how or why this happened. He suddenly is feeling his groin and his thigh, and he calls a medical timeout, and the whole match switches. And Zverev then suddenly is playing out of his skin to take it all the way to
The fifth set, which took a long time to get there, and incredible points. You've never seen it before.
the points were insane. And you felt a bit for Alcaraz because in the third and fourth set, he was, really struggling. He had this injury, he had a couple of timeouts, and he was essentially just trying to get as many of the rallies back. He was trying to hit amazing returns so he didn't have to run around the court. But they all went to tiebreakers. And Zverev won, he kept his head, and I thought, wow, he's winning it. He's completely got Carlos on the ropes. He's through. In the fifth set, it's basically 5-3 to Zverev, and we're thinking, yeah, he's good. He's going to pull through this. He's going to basically have the final again that he lost last year. And from our point of view, even though we love Carlos, we wanted Zverev to win because if Novak can beat Sinner, then we really think that Novak's got a better chance against Zverev than he has against Carlos. So our emotions are everywhere. And so that fifth set, basically it's 5-3, and then suddenly Carlos finds another level. He's geeing up the crowd. What happens next, Yoni?
Then it's basically 5-4 with an incredible game. We're going crazy for Zverev. And then it was deuce or something like that. And then it went to 5-5. Then we're like, oh no. And then 6-5 to Alcaraz. And then we're like, he's done. And then Alcaraz beat him 7-5.
But Alcaraz suddenly pulled out in those last few games shots that should be impossible under any normal circumstances. But they were over the 5-hour mark. Over 5 hours of playing tennis. And he is running for balls and getting drop shots and leg slides like you wouldn't believe. Especially when he's obviously got this injury, whether it was cramp or a muscle tear. We don't know. But wow, I mean, amazing to the guy. He said in his post-match interview when they asked him, how did you get through it? And he said, belief. I just believed in myself.
Oh, wow. And, it's the third longest semi-final in the whole entire history of tennis and the longest semi-final in the Australian Open. That's amazing.
It was just such an enjoyable match to watch. So early on in the tour season, it felt like you said a Roland Garros match. It wasn't a final and it wasn't Sinner with 2 match points. But nevertheless, this was a great tennis match. And then we thought to ourselves, well, Djokovic, Sinner, we want Djokovic, but Sinner will probably pull through. And we're basically 2 sets all, and we're going to have to record the rest of the pod afterwards. But Djokovic is pulling it out. They've taken a set each alternately, and it's 2-2, and it's all to play for, and basically like a penalty shootout of a final set.
Yeah, it was amazing. But in the first set, I was yeah, he's done. It's 3-0 to Yannick Sinner, and it gets 3-1, and then it gets a bit more higher, but and then he beats him 6-3 first set, and then oh, he's done. Like the match will be over in like an hour and a half. And then the second set, he just goes crazy. He beats Yannick Sinner 6-3 in the second set. Then it gets to the third set, which goes like 3-3, and like 4-3, 4-4, 5-4. Then Yannick Sinner takes the set, which we go like, oh, he's lost it now. And then it gets to the fourth set, and we're like, no way, he's actually gonna do it. Djokovic wins it. And now it's the fifth set going on right now.
It's so exciting, and we hope to be able to bring you the result in the second part of the pod later today. If not, we'll have to match it up with talking about the end of the semi-finals for the men's and whatever happens tomorrow in the women's final. But this is sensational tennis. 2 absolutely grand slam semi-finals on the men's side. This is what tennis is all about. These guys are at the peak of their profession. It's so enjoyable. We're on the edge of our seats. It's amazing. 10 hours worth of tennis just today.
Like, I thought the tennis was going to be done by like 3 o'clock, but it is usually done by 3 o'clock. But it's like 4 now, and like, wow.
Okay, well, Carlos is obviously going to spend some time trying to heal whatever was the problem with his leg before Sunday's final. He'll be matched up against either Sinner or the GOAT. It's going to be an incredible Sunday, and we're going to bring you all the live post-match coverage here on Game Set and Chat.
Yeah, but also it feels like 4 finals in a row. Like today, Alcaraz, and then like the Djokovic Sinner, and then the women's, and then another men's final. And like, it's amazing. Like, wow. I think it's probably one of the best tournaments ever to exist.
Look, if you want to know what sport is, just watch this match, because it's on the edge of our seats. This is what these guys are playing for. It's a battle of the titans.
Yeah, but obviously Yannick Sinner has like a bit of cramps. I don't think he showed a few cramps in this game, but Djokovic had some he had like something on his foot that had to do something last match, and it was sensational. No.
Okay, well, we're going to go back to the match now and watch the final games of that fifth set. Thank you all for listening. And this is part 1 of our semi-finals podcast series.
So this was day 13 of the Australian Open. Some sensational matches. This is Game, Set and
Chat.